Oh, hello, and welcome to Pro Trader Strategies Market Commentary for Tuesday, July the 3rd. My name is Eric Wilkinson. Some of you may recognize me as the Wolfman from CNBC, Fox Business, or even the Wall Street Journal for my commentary on everything from economic to geopolitical and market analysis. Please keep in mind that everything that we talk about in these market commentaries is not a solicitation to buy or sell any of these securities or strategies. At the end of the day, we're here to teach you some different strategies you can implement in your portfolios, but please do that in your own way. The reason why I can't give you a recommendation on a particular stock or strategy is because I don't know your risk parameters. I don't know what's in your portfolios, and therefore what I'm doing could be counterintuitive to what you are already doing. Please remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, having all that out of the way, let's get it on with some economic data across the pond. We got Great Britain construction PMI coming in at 53.1, expected to be 52.6. Remember, anything above 50 is expansion in the economy, and that beat on estimates, so that's good. PPI month over month, personal PPI is, I'll have to think about that for a second. I got a brain cramp going on. But PPI for European region came in at 0.8%, expected to be 0.4%. Retail sales came in at unchanged, expected to be a positive 0.1. They did revise last month's number down slightly from positive 0.1 to negative 0.1, so making that number look even worse on the revisions. Then here in the United States, we got factory orders coming in at 0.4%, expected to be 0.1%. We also got getting total vehicle sales all day today, so keep your eyes out for that. That should be affecting the overall automobile industry anyway, so keep your eyes out for that. We've got crude oil futures off the highs by almost about $2 right now. They did go up and test that $75 handle, pushed through the point of control and the 78 Fibonacci. It kind of peered through that right away, but since that point, it's almost been straight downhill from that 75. So people taking profits on oil with this kind of move, it would be really hard to not take profits in this resistance area. So I'm sure a lot of people are looking at this as a point to get out of some of these short-term longs. All right, gold futures moving higher today. Of course, they pushed me out of my USO trade. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but gold futures making a big move higher, up 16 points, while we have a mixed bag in the overall equities. But bonds moving higher today, up about 19 points. Again, just not a whole lot of room for upside with the bonds at this point, especially with the economic data we've been getting. Might be a good time to start shorting TBT or something like that. All right, CBOE, we've got the Bitcoin futures coming off a little bit today. You know, I talked about this, made that little bit of a low. I'm not really, feeling like this has found its bottom. It just kind of seems like it kind of slowly has trickled down. We haven't seen a lot of volume come in here at these levels in order to either see people puking out or taking inventory on Bitcoin. It's just pretty quiet, really. I mean, it's just not what I would have expected from Bitcoin this late in the game. All right, we've got VIX futures still in the 15 handle, which is good. With yesterday's rally after we got done talking, took out a lot of the VIX or the volatility. Today continuing to come out just as we see it break the into the 14 handle. All right, Dow Jones Industrial Average up about 30 points right now. It was just pretty much unchanged as I started this, but we're starting to move a little bit higher. Mixed bag with the NASDAQ. Tech sector not doing nearly as well today, as you can see here, with the NASDAQ off by about 24, and we've got the E-mini S&Ps close to unchanged, but up 4 on the day. We can look at the overnight trade. This is the 30-minute chart. Overnight inventory getting flushed out on the longs coming into today, found our bottom and have started to quiet down. I have a feeling today could be slow melt to the upside with a lot of people taking today off. Just low volumes could see that late day rally like we saw yesterday. All right, gold. GLD, we talked about gold moving higher today. GLD is moving higher. If you guys remember, I had on GLD in just about every account across the board. And I had on the July was long the 116 puts in there. I was looking for that downside move. Sorry, I was short the 118 puts. I knew that didn't make sense. In the July, I was short the 118 puts in there and originally sold them for 52 cents, which seemed like a pretty good deal. Came down, broke below my support level here at that 118 level. Just did not look very good. I ended up puking out of this one. Paid 116 to get out of that yesterday. Just basically in all my accounts, I left on some long puts. I think they're the 111 puts in my IRA. Forgot about those, especially with today's move higher. That would have been a nice little gamma trade coming into today with not very many days left in the day. But, hindsight's 2020. Then on to a few trades that I've played around with here was in Yum Brands. And I talked about this as well with Yum Brands yesterday in market commentary about adding this to my portfolio, which I did. So I went into the July, sold the 75 puts in there for 48 cents. Basically 48 cents over my margin account, over my IRA. I think it was closer to 45 cents by the time I got over there. But all in all, short the 75 puts across the board in Yum Brands. And one I took off again I'm still keeping an eye on is Procter & Gamble here. We are right above this Fibonacci extension to the downside. It's value area low here. I'm thinking we're going to either build up here or maybe roll over just a little bit. I'm still keeping a tight rein on this one. Itchy trigger finger on Procter & Gamble. It's not a very good trade right now as I'm short the 75.5 calls in there. Like to see this roll over quite a bit because it's gotten my directionality move. So let's see if we can get that thing to turn over for me with the credit. It's right around 78 is where my break even is. So I'm a little over my break even. Would love to see this one roll over. But again, I'm going to still wait to see what the market action is today. All right. That's all I got for you guys. Check out Thursday's webinar is going to be on the broken wing call butterfly. You can eliminate directionality with this strategy. I'm going to show you how to set that up in Thursday's webinar. So go to protraderstrategies.com. Get in for that one. That's always a really popular one. You're probably going to have to get in early too. All right. So if you can't take that, take it easy.